Three things happened simultaneously. The Hong Kong Cybersecurity and Technology Crime Bureau opened a formal investigation. Arupe's internal security team locked down every digital system in their East Asia offices. And somewhere, in a server room that could have been anywhere from Shenzhen to St. Petersburg, someone began deleting logs. Tracking a deepfake heist is unlike any other kind of cybercrime investigation. In a ransomware attack, the malware leaves signatures, code fragments, encryption patterns, command and control server addresses that forensic analysts can trace. In a phishing scheme, there are emails to dissect, IP addresses to subpoena, domains to trace through registration records. But in a deepfake attack, the primary evidence is a video call that no longer exists. The call happened on a commercial platform. The participants were synthetic. The only record is in the memory of the person who was deceived. Hong Kong investigators started where every financial crime investigation starts, with the money. The 5 bank accounts that received the transfers were controlled by shell companies, registered in the names of people who didn't know their identities had been used. Passport scans purchased on the dark web, business registrations filed by proxy agents who never met their clients. The shells were nested, company within company within company, each layer adding another wall between the criminals and the cash. The first breakthrough came 3 weeks in. One of the mule accounts had a transaction pattern that matched a known laundering network, a group that Interpol's Financial Crimes Unit had been tracking since 2022, in connection with romance scams across Southeast Asia. The overlap was small, a single shared wallet address, but it was enough to pull a thread. 6 people were arrested in Hong Kong between March and June of 2024. But here's what the headlines didn't tell you. None of them were the architects. They were foot soldiers, money mules, people recruited through encrypted messaging apps to open bank accounts, receive transfers, and forward funds, keeping a small percentage as payment. Most of them had no idea they were part of a $25 million deepfake heist. Some thought they were doing legitimate currency exchange work. Others knew it was illegal, but believed they were laundering gambling proceeds, not corporate fraud. The architects, the people who built the deepfakes, trained the voice models, ran the live video conference, remained ghosts. And they remain ghosts today. As of mid-2025, no one has been charged with creating or operating the synthetic identities used in the Arupe attack. The people who built the most sophisticated corporate fraud in history walked away clean.
What happened after Arupe was predictable in the worst possible way. The attack became a case study, not for defenders, but for attackers. Within months of the first reports, cybersecurity firms began documenting a surge in deepfake-enabled corporate fraud that bore the fingerprints of the Arupe methodology. In March 2024, a financial controller at a multinational shipping company in Singapore received a video call from what appeared to be the company's CEO and legal counsel. They discussed an emergency acquisition of a port logistics firm. The financial controller was instructed to wire $12 million to a Hong Kong bank account. He did. The CEO and legal counsel were synthetic. The port logistics firm didn't exist. In July 2024, a wealth management firm in Dubai lost $8 million after a deepfake video call impersonated a client, a real existing client whose face and voice had been harvested from social media appearances and a podcast interview. The wealth manager had spoken with this client dozens of times. He recognized the face instantly. He recognized the voice. He didn't recognize that both were mathematical reconstructions running on rented GPU clusters. In September 2024, a German automotive supplier was targeted in what investigators described as the most technically sophisticated deepfake attack ever documented outside of Arupe. The attackers didn't just fake a video call, they created an entire virtual office environment. The background behind the synthetic CEO showed the actual interior of the company's Munich headquarters, recreated from photographs posted on the company's own website and Google Street View images of the building's windows. The attack failed only because the targeted employee happened to be standing in the same office that was being faked on screen, and noticed that the plant on the CEO's desk had been moved